If you ain't heard of Kevin Knight, you need to go check him out right now. Now, the way I came about Kevin Knight is I was looking through the AEW, WWE, TNA, and a bunch of different rosters as I normally do throughout the week. Now, right between Kenny Omega and Konosuke Takeshita was a guy known as Kevin Knight, and something just drew me to him, and I was like, let me learn a little more about this guy. So I ended up watching this match that he had against one Shelton Benjamin, and I was like, whoa, wait, hold on. This guy actually has a lot of what it takes to be a star. Now, while he does still appear to be a bit green around the edges, you gotta understand this guy's only been wrestling for a few years now, as he was a former D1 athlete. But to be in a match against Shelton Benjamin and be able to keep up with him for a guy that ain't been wrestling that long, that says a lot about that person. And it definitely shows Shelton Benjamin because he gave him the gold stamp of approval and said, this guy is someone you want to keep your eyes on because he's up next.
Kevin, Jet, I think you just might be the next gold standard.
Now, at the moment, he's currently in New Japan Pro Wrestling in a tag team with Yujiro Kushida, who, if you haven't heard of him, he's pretty well accomplished over in New Japan. Now, like I said, he is still pretty young into his career, so right now, at the moment, he's not the most accomplished wrestler, but he is a two-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. But he wasn't only in New Japan, as he was also in TNA Impact as well. And if he does plan on continuing to be in a tag team for the foreseeable future, well, he's aligning himself with some of the best, as last year in TNA, he was actually part of a group known as Time Machine, alongside the likes of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin and Kushida. Yes, the same Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin who won the WWE World Tag Team Championships within only 3 matches and who are finally being recognized as one of the greatest tag teams of all time. Those same Alex Shelley and Chris Sabins. But hey, if he doesn't only want to be a tag team wrestler, then I think he definitely can succeed in the singles scene because this guy is only 28 years old. And like I said, in that match against Shelton Benjamin, he showed me a lot. This guy showed that he can go against one of the best pound-for-pound wrestlers and put on a phenomenal match. But one of the biggest, most important things that he showed me that lets me know that this guy might be a future star is that even when he did slip up, he was able to gather himself very quickly. Then you also got to add in the fact that he was in a packed-out gymnasium of sorts. I don't know exactly what it was, going against Shelton Benjamin, who's a very big name within the wrestling spaces, and even though he was probably a bit nervous to be going up against a guy like this, he was still able to put on an absolute show. Like I said, this guy, Kevin Knight, is someone you need to be watching out for within the next 2 to 3 years. I fully expect a lot of people to start knowing his name a lot more, and he's probably going to make some big pop on one of these big major brands.